on Tuesday, Pope Leo XIV took a few shots at President Donald Trump's immigration policies, as well as his supporters, by suggesting that they don't really seem all that pro-life.
Someone who says I'm against abortion but says I'm in favor of the death penalty is not really pro-life. So someone who says that I'm against abortion but I'm in agreement with the inhuman treatment of immigrants who are in the United States, I don't know if that's pro-life. So they're very complex issues. I don't know if anyone has all the truth on them, but I would ask first and foremost that there be greater respect for one another and that we search together both as human beings, in that case as American citizens or citizens of the state of Illinois, as well as Catholics, to say we need to really look closely at all of these ethical issues and to find the way forward as church. The church teaching on each one of those issues is very clear.
It is pretty clear. If you read the Bible, which a lot of MAGA people don't, okay. Yes, finally, thank you. Being pro-death penalty, by definition, is not exactly pro-life. He gets it. His followers, of course, don't. Here's Karoline Leavitt.
I would reject there is inhumane treatment of illegal immigrants in the United States under this administration. There was, however, significant inhumane treatment of illegal immigrants in the previous administration as they were being trafficked and raped and beaten, and in many cases killed, over our United States southern border. You also look at the inhumane treatment at the hands of some of these illegal immigrants that took place under the previous administration as well. Laken Riley comes to mind, a beautiful American citizen who was killed at the hands of an illegal immigrant. So this administration is trying to enforce our nation's laws in the most humane way possible, and we're upholding the law, and we're doing that on behalf of the people of our country who live here.
Wait, okay. No, we don't treat immigrants poorly at all. Unlike Joe Biden. Joe Biden, wow, you treated immigrants really, really badly. Look at all that. Plus, immigrant crime. Wow. Here's the thing. Under the Trump administration, immigration detention facilities have faced numerous documented reports of abuse. These issues include unsanitary conditions, lack of medical care, and barriers to legal help. Hell, around 1,200 immigrants who are housed at the so-called Alligator Alcatraz are gone. They're just missing. They have disappeared. Nobody knows what the hell happened to them. They're just gone. Okay? Gone. They could be in a prison in Ohio or South Sudan, El Salvador. They could be dead. Nobody knows. We don't know. They don't know. But we also know, by the way, speaking of what we do know, that ICE immigration is racially profiling people. They're arresting them. In fact, in Chicago, ICE agents were literally rappelling from Black Hawk helicopters in the middle of the night to do an apartment raid. And that's after snipers were placed on top of buildings. What? Why do you need to? What is this? Why does it look like there's a military operation happening in the middle of Chicago? I mean, that's what would happen in other countries. It's happening here. This is what's happening in American cities. And guess what? Kristi Noem personally authorized it. Total insanity. Total insanity. But apparently, no, Joe Biden's the one that treated immigrants poorly. We treat them great. And we're not being inhumane at all. No, not at all, not at all. And in fact, they're welcoming us. Yeah, they're welcoming us in the cities. People are. Really? Because one person who was a bystander named Daryl Ballard spoke to the New York Times about what he experienced during the raid. And he said, quote, "It felt like we were under siege." Yeah. American citizens feeling like they're under siege by their own government. We have heavily armed, jackbooted government thugs raining down on our cities arresting American citizens, yes, all to try to get at the guys who are working at Home Depot. I mean, this is insanity. And again, the people that are arrested are sent off to concentration camps across the country, or El Salvador, South Sudan, as I mentioned. Why? For the simple reason that they are not white. That's it. That's the reality here. Okay? And some of those people are absolutely being tortured, and yes, have died in ICE custody. So far this year, 16 people have died in ICE custody. It's 4 more than last year. Okay? Look, in 2023, 4 people died in ICE custody. 2022, 3 people died. In 2021, 5 people died. And in 2020, 21 people died in ICE custody. That's the highest annual number since the year 2005. Weird. It feels like, seems like there's more people that die in ICE custody under Republicans when Donald Trump was in charge than when Joe Biden was in charge. Weird. Weird how that works out. In fact, a June 2024 report by the ACLU and Physicians for Human Rights, they analyzed 52 deaths between 2017 and 2021 and concluded that 95% of them could have been prevented. That report found recurring issues like inadequate medical care, incomplete or inappropriate medical treatment, and you had staff facility that would falsify records. So tell me again, how pro-life you are, Republicans. How pro-life are you? Yeah, but what about the babies, though? What about the babies? What about them? What about them? Infant mortality has risen to the highest level. Where? In Louisiana, a red state. Maternal mortality since the end of Roe has risen significantly all across the country, while children go hungry and can't get medical care thanks to SNAP cuts, cuts to Medicaid, and the Children's Health Insurance Program. Once again, pushed by Republicans in a big, beautiful bill. That's what Democrats have shut down the government to try to restore funding to Medicaid. And to prevent millions of people's health insurance from increasing in price. And by the way, don't get me started on Gaza, okay? Where, by the way, both Donald Trump and Joe Biden, both administrations handed weapons over to the IDF. And as a result, Gaza now has the highest rate of maimed children per capita, okay? There are 2 million people that live in Gaza. Half of them are children, and that's who are suffering the most casualties. I'm not going to go around and pretend that Joe Biden had the perfect pro-life administration and that they were fantastic and were angels, okay? They had their own issues too. Family separations, ICE detentions too. But nowhere near the level of what we have today under Donald Trump. So, I mean, they want to claim to be pro-life administration? No, not pro-life at all. Pro-life, my ass. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.